What happens when the best news of your life is directly followed by some of the scariest? Well, take a look at Christine's story.
6 years ago, my husband and I were trying to get pregnant, and we were having a lot of issues. My first pregnancy unfortunately ended in a miscarriage. My doctor ordered an x-ray of my uterus. He took one look and saw that my fallopian tubes were kind of in a loop-de-loop formation. The egg would be traveling through the fallopian tube for too long and not be able to implant into the uterus. So we had to then go for IVF. Over the course of the next year, I did an egg retrieval and 5 embryo transfers. It was emotionally exhausting, and finally that 5th embryo transfer worked and I got pregnant with my daughter, Susie. We were absolutely ecstatic. The following year, we were ready to start the process to have another baby. Around the same time, I felt a lump in my right breast, but I didn't think anything of it because it was in the same spot that I had mastitis when I was breastfeeding Susie. After 3 rounds of IVF, I finally again was pregnant. We were super excited, but also a little hesitant. I had had 4 miscarriages, so I just didn't want anything else to go wrong. Unfortunately, I started to feel changes in the lump in my breast, and it started to feel like a burning or stinging sensation. So I finally decided to call my primary care doctor. She sent me for a breast ultrasound. There were some suspicious characteristics of the lump, so they wanted to be sure and get a biopsy. A few days after that, I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma. I was officially pregnant with cancer.
Christine joins us now via Zoom to tell us exactly what happened. Welcome to the show, Christine.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What was it like getting that phone call from your doctor in the first place?
I was completely in shock. I was so excited to be pregnant after going through all the IVF treatments that getting a breast cancer diagnosis was not what I was expecting. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it to see the end of the pregnancy and to give birth to my daughter.
For me, as a trained physician, doctor, surgeon, dealing with both pregnancy and undergoing chemo, I mean, that's something that I am personally not that familiar with. I mean, how did it feel? I mean, I would think that dealing with both of them incredibly nauseous. Your body is going through so many different things with both of those issues. Tell us about that.
I was pleasantly surprised to hear that I would be able to get chemo while pregnant, as long as we started in the 2nd trimester, because the baby's organs were fully developed and she was protected by the placenta. And I luckily didn't have any morning sickness in terms of the pregnancy. And my doctor even told me if I actually vomited, they were doing a bad job with my nausea meds for the chemo. So I thankfully had a somewhat easy time in terms of side effects from the chemotherapy, except for my hair falling out.
Gotcha. So glad to hear that it wasn't that bad.